name is Sean Mayer. I use any type of pronoun is appropriate for me, and I identify as non-binary, gay male, as well as a drag performer. I knew I was different from a very young age. My parents said that they knew that I was gay when I was 2. I have 2 older brothers, and I'm not like them at all. I've always wanted to play with traditionally feminine things and that sort of thing. I grew up as a child actor all throughout my childhood. And so I was singing and dancing for a long time until my voice changed because of puberty. So I had to find another passion, and I've always been very artistic and interested in that sort of stuff. So that's what I did all throughout high school and early college, and then I graduated with a film degree, and now I'm working in a nonprofit. My closet experience is different from most because I had the fortune of being in a family that kind of accepted me right off the bat, so I didn't have to hide. It was more so protection from other people outside of my family that I felt like wouldn't understand me, and kids my own age would still pick on me and make fun of me. But I got to the point where it was kind of an open secret. Everyone knew, but nobody talked about it. Only when I got into high school did I finally start talking about it, and I physically said the words, "Yes, I am gay," when I was about 14. And again, didn't really shock many people, so I was able to not get away with it, but I was able to navigate the world a lot more differently than someone who passes as straight or cis. Like I said, I didn't really have to come out, but my mom, I was actually filling out papers for a class one day, I believe it was sophomore year, and it was tell us about yourself. So I put, I'm gay, not thinking anything other than my mom, because she had to sign it, and it off on it for whatever reason. And she was like, "Wait, what did you say?" And then she pulled me aside and tried to pretend like she didn't know. I'm like, "Stop playing brand new, lady." I have been active since my freshman year of college. That was one of the things I really enjoyed about my undergrad experience, was that I was able to finally have an outlet and a voice in a community that felt really underserved to me and kind of hidden away from me when I was in high school. I felt like I was being taken seriously as an adult, so I worked for various organizations throughout my undergrad career. I worked at HRC, I worked at Planned Parenthood, I worked at mostly a peer organization called Devils in the Bedroom. It just started as general sexual education, but as we got bigger and bigger, or throughout my time there, we started focusing more on reproductive rights, as well as gender equality and all these other sandwich issues that go along with sexual rights and sexual health. And it kind of gave me more of an outlet. It made me aware of the political process, and how we can use the power of our story to further ourselves politically. I think is really important. And I don't think enough LGBT people understand the power that we do have in our stories, and how to best amplify it to make the change that we want to see. So the culture. Culture. It's we have the best fashion, the best music, this music. I think really what it comes down to is that I do enjoy the social aspect of the organizations that we belong to. I think that we have a unique position, and because our thing, our other, it goes beyond race, it goes beyond class, it goes beyond and religion and ethnicity, gender, obviously. So we have all these people in our corner that are able to relate to us, and that we're able to kind of reach out and break down barriers that other groups don't necessarily get to do. It's not that we're only a minority because of thousands of years of political and structural situations, but in reality, I think there are a lot more of us than not. And I think a lot more people are starting to realize it's just there's no sense in policing an identity that has little to no bearing on a person's worth. And so I do think allies need to be better listeners. They need to understand that a lot of the times it's not them that if they feel uncomfortable, that means that something's going right, and it's challenging them to think about how they relate to a minority that they want to align themselves with. And I think, listening more and speaking over people less is the best way to show allyship. Understand that you're essentially there to be a microphone. You're not there to be a guest feature. Politics absolutely shapes every facet of our life. I know a lot of people don't enjoy talking about this, but I do think it's important, especially as LGBT people, that we understand, kind of who our enemies are and how best to deal with them. Because, short of revolution, I don't think there's much we can do in terms of remaining civil and having the space to basically understand that we need, what steps we need to take to protect ourselves as a community, as individuals, who among us is the most vulnerable, who among us is in the highest position possible, who's the best, lead way for us, and strategizing, because that's exactly what the other side is doing. So we need to prepare ourselves. Pride means to me that, it's a celebration, but it's also it is kind of a war. It's kind of a war or anthem. It's a war triumph. It's a concept of triumph and understanding where we've been and where we need to go. But it's celebrating life in the face of adversity and understanding that although we have been downtrodden, we still have so much more to give and so much more to go and so much more to stand for. So my younger self was actually, I kind of admired them in a sense, because they had that sense of unshakable, I am who I am from a very young age. I do think I've lost that as I've gotten older. My advice to them was to honestly just kick it up a notch I remember very distinctly shrinking myself and thinking that I had to, act a certain way to not get beat up or whatever happened to me. But I do think now, seeing the world as I know it, I would tell myself to go even further. Be your authentic self 100% of the time. Don't feel like you have to change for anybody. And understand that there is going to be hard times no matter what, but you are going to make it through to the other side, and understand that you need yourself more than other people need you. You need to be true to yourself, and if other people can't handle it or don't like it, then that's on them. That's not your problem.